That's
no,
why
just...
Cryptid has to do all these edits, because they could be too long. That's what the tags are for. You could just do a snappy headline and then we call it a day.
This is the first time he's done.
Whatever.
But yeah, we got it through anyway. So all right. Oh, we're live. Hey.
Yeah, can you hold on? I'm watching gay people do gay people shit. Give me a moment. Oh my god, if they don't make out at the end of this movie, I'm gonna be pissed off.
I want you guys to know that I was at work and I left my post to go watch this trailer at lunch. That needs to be done.
Really?
Yeah.
I was at home.
I was supposed to be taking care of kids, but then the trailer came on and I said, I gotta leave. I gotta call it.
What an example.
Listen,
I know abandon a kid like mid on the swing, like
I want the kid to like. It was funny if there was like a kid crying, like some like domestic situation happening at home, and they decide to leave. Listen,
one of my classmates, right? Well, yeah, he's a teacher at a high school too, right? And when it came to Endgame coming out, he actually threatened to give any student detention if they spoiled Endgame because he didn't get a chance to watch it that opening week.
I mean, valid, because I would have done the same thing.
No, I don't care about spoilers for this movie. I just wanted to see the trailer first. So.
Gotcha. It couldn't have come out one day earlier, you know? Well, what's up with that?
That would have been convenient for us.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Sonic, how can you slow down for us, man? You could.
The sign is danger. Listen, what you see is what you get.
It's more good than guaranteed nothing else is going to be released on that day. They have the whole day to themselves. Who released trailers on the Tuesday?
He's just a guy that does adventure, you know?
Yeah. Well, if anything, at least we now know there's at least one hype movie of the year left, you know?
Yeah. I'm glad the trailer was good after all the waiting they made people do for no reason.
Oh, I want to see if Keanu Reeves changed your mind, Jake.
We'll
get to it.
It was a meeting. And no, he did not change my mind. He sounds exactly how I thought he was going to sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I think we had enough of him to really make a full judgment. I was like, oh, he just sounds like I just got a sentence.
He's really low. Like he's the same voice I tried on camera. Really low.
Yeah, I
don't think he can capture the new one.
I want to hear him like do like a little speech or something. He only did like a sentence. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
All right, we're talking about the game. Might as well just hop into it, right?
Yeah, why are you guys talking about it before we started, dude?
No,
let me just in that case, let me just open this up and get it out of the way. Well, welcome to Comic Fanatic Live. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. No multiple intros a week for me, so move on.
My name is Jake Talano. I took a break from Montanui to go visit Sonic, see what he's up to, but I'll be right back after those messages.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jacober.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm a guy. I'm not a Sonic fan. Don't ask me about his feelings.
Well, you're not a guy, you're a wall.
I'm Bricky Wall.
Yeah, you're Bricky.
Identified as a name.
He sounds so depressed when he says that. He's like, I'm Bricky Wall. I'm just...
Yeah, well, I'm the Witch Child Richter. No, sometimes I go by the Witch of Jotunheim, and one specific book got me in my feels, and no, it's not Sonic. Sonic did not get me in my feels.
It's true. But together, we form the Phanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. And if you're wondering why I'm talking like an ASMR singer, it's because my voice might be going out. So, conserving it, keeping it low.
And if I sound hangry for any type of reason, it's because I'm almost out of food in my house that I can actually eat, and I'm hungry. So, and I don't get paid until Friday. So,
yes. But don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And leave a comment. Who's your favorite Sonic character? If you have one. If you don't, talk about Spiderman. We don't talk about Spiderman enough on this channel. You know what I mean?
Well, bitch, we talk about Spiderman every week.
Yeah.
I'm even it.
We have a playlist of movie reviews if you're interested to hear our thoughts on amazing movies like
Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman. Yeah, our title favorite character. And we talked about other stuff as well. I'm sure we have a lot of other stuff. We talked about some Disney stuff as well. You know what? This week I'm gonna go back over our movie playlist, so I'm better prepared for this. I'm never prepared to announce this. But yeah. Oh, we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine. That's on the channel. You can look that up.
And the funny thing about that is that these motherfuckers made me watch the movie while I was still at Comic-Con because they wanted to talk about it the next day while I was still on vacation.
Sorry, we wanted you to watch the #1 rated
I
R
was going
movie
to
in
see
the
it
world.
the weekend afterwards, so I had time, you know, because I got paid that weekend.
Hey,
so fuck you.
YouTube waits for no one. But
Yep.
you know, here we are. You know, we do have socials though. You know, which one's talking about it?
Yeah, I guess I could do it. Yeah, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel because that's where you're gonna get all these videos. Because Cryptid doesn't want to post on Spotify. You can also follow us on Twitter at ComicFanatic69. That's where you're gonna get reminded if you don't put your notifications on here. Go on the Twitter. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at WitchofYoin with an E instead of a U because I'm not changing that. If you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, you can follow me at witch_of_Jotunheim, you know? And if you want to talk about Castlevania with me, follow me on any of my social platforms. Yeah, if you want to talk about Castlevania on Space Hay or whatever, you can follow me at Northstar Aria, or on Tumblr, which is the same username. If you want to follow Mr. Bricky Wall over here, like I said, he's a brick wall with a face. It's not that hard to find him. But remember, bright blue eyes, hot pink blush. That's very important. If it's any other colored blush or eyeballs, you are wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah, if you want to find Jacofer, I sent him to where Sonic and Friends live because that he asked me to. He texted me. He DM'd me on Discord and was like, "Hey, I want to go hang out with Sonic and Friends," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And if you want to find Cryptid, don't you dare say anything. I put him. He's currently hanging out in his home.
Eating a bowl of grapes.
Yeah, because he can.
He's a Knuckles fan.
And yeah, and if you're gonna go see this movie and you do not make at least one Snapcube Sonic fandub joke, I'm going to find you and I'm going to eat your face.
Just gotta say, Jake, me and Knuckles have a couple things in common. We both know how to use our fists, and we both have a thing for grapes.
All right. Listen, we made a Sonic fan out of you yet, Krypton. So, yeah. Without further ado, we'll be talking about the long-awaited, the long-anticipated Sonic Movie 3 trailer. That's how hyped this movie was. People were waiting more for the trailer than the movie itself.
What movie? It's not even out yet.
It's not even out. So we were just waiting for the trailer. We were just like, hey, just give us one trailer. We begged them. And then they got annoyed and said, why do you even care? Just wait till we do it. And then we were like, no, we don't care. And all I
personally wanted out of this trailer before it came out was gay people. So, and did I get that? You'll have to wait and see.
But yeah, now we have Sonic Movie 3. It's out. The trailer.
They're just waiting for Jim Carrey to get out of his hiatus.
Yeah.
Remember, he said he was going to take a break from acting after Sonic 2.
But then he said, you know what? I have one more in me. For Sonic, I got one more in me.
What he said was,
and for the gays,
I think I'm going to retire unless y'all have a really good script. He didn't say he was just going on break.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have just one more on him, Jake. He has two more.
What's the second? Are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Love the trailer.
Come on. The trailer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was lost for a second. But yeah, like I said, well put together trailer. There was I think Shadow, as he should, kind of stole the show. There were a lot of hype moments with him. One of the Tokyo fights, I don't know if it's the same fight as the first one we saw, but the one where Sonic and Shadow are fighting in the air, that looks like it's going to be insane, so I'm hyped for that. We already got a sneak peek of Maria Robotnik, who
Maria!
Yeah, we will be cheering in the theater when she gets shot, okay?
When this little girl dies, yes.
When it'll be the... Listen, Cryptid, you thought Wolverine putting on the cowl was the hypest thing you ever saw? Nah. Maria getting shot, that's where we're going, okay? That's where we're at. But let's see. Eggman's fat, but I could barely tell when he put on the suit, to be honest. I didn't pause it. When he put on there, it didn't really look like, you know. But he's bald.
No. Oh, here's why this movie was waiting for so long to be released. You had to wait for Jim Carrey to build up the beer guts.
I guess so.
Hey, he got method on us. He got method acting on us.
Yeah.
And he got to be back with his boyfriend. Yay!
His Smithers. His Smithers.
His boyfriend.
It's
Swear to God,
a
cryptid.
It's a one-sided relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's still gay, and I wanted it, and I got it. Shut up.
Mhm.
By the way, looking at Shadow right now, I didn't realize that you can see the way his inhibitor ring clips around his arm. Because in they started doing this in Sonic X, where they gave when the rings around his arm were rings that contained his powers, so he didn't go overboard and like power out.
Yeah.
That's just been kind of a thing that stuck around every now and then. And so in this, in audience, you can see it right here. If you look closely at Shadow's arms, they're on the rings. You can see where the inhibitor ring stops, and he can unhook it. Which that means it's probably going to take him off at some point in the movie if they put that much on it. So that's going to be kind of cool.
It'll be over 3,000.
It's 9,000.
Hey, Azuka said.
Get your old school memes in check. Get the facts right.
Azuka said.
That's over 8,000.
Vegeta. So can't say that. So
yeah.
Even though he kind of was, but whatever. But yeah, like I said, everything looks cool about the trailer. I just don't like some of Sonic's dialogue, but it is what it is. That's all.
That's it.
It's the third movie. Not all of them are going to be bangers.
That's it. I got really hyped for this trailer because like it gave me the same goosebumps as I had when it came to Sonic 2, where he collided with Knuckles. Knuckles gave that whole line. You really think I need your power? So when you saw like this trailer that Shadow breaks Knuckles' arm, you're like, oh, okay, all bets are off here now.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah, goosebumps all around. Doesn't look like he's gonna be Tria's in any comedic manner, Shadow. So that's gonna be a fun tone to center around.
Yeah, and in the game he was introduced in, Shadow was supposed to be like just like literally Sonic, but like what if he was just evil? What if like he just got miserable? Basically,
edgy Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they described him in this trailer. After all, it said something along the lines of like he never experienced love, just pain, something along that line.
Which is kind of inaccurate. He did experience love. That's why he's in pain. But
that's not what they said.
No. But
they said
something wrong.
Unlike you, he experienced after he lost. All he did was experience loss after that. That was the point. So Sonic lost, and he was gained that love and friendship. Shadow didn't get that. He just got more loss. That was the point.
He didn't have a Shadow movie one, and he didn't have a Tom. He didn't have a Tom Wachowski in his life.
He didn't have a donut board.
This is what Austin was
He
wanting.
didn't have a James Marsden, guys. Every furry sidekick needs a James Marsden.
This is what Austin was warning us. Without Tom Wachowski, who are you as a child? How can you become a man without a Tom Wachowski in your life? But yeah, like I said, everything's cool. The only thing and it's something I figured they weren't going to do anyway because I don't think anybody was just in the channel.
Oh.
What was that, Jake?
Yeah, that's not.
You were staticking up a bit. You're still doing that now.
Okay, I'm fine.
Just give him a minute. I get it.
Happens. If you want, you can sign out and sign back in, Jake.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Austin, talk.
It's up to you. Oh, we lost both.
Yeah. Oh, fun. I guess I'll go because whatever.
Jake's back.
Well,
which already set up to go?
Okay. I thought it was interesting. It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if I appreciated the destruction of Big Ben. I think that was unnecessary. By Knuckles. If he's not over here smoking the weed diamond, I don't know what we want from Knuckles in this next movie. We did get some toxic yaoi over here with Agent Stone and Eggman. Can never go wrong, honestly, in my personal opinion. The advertising literally the night before this trailer dropped was kind of insane but creative. I highly doubt we're gonna see Amy here, but you never know. Maybe she'll show up in a post-credit scene. Who the fuck knows at this point?
Yeah.
They just don't have the money for Amy. I just thought she's gonna be in the movie.
And they better keep her authentic, like from the source material. Jake, just saying.
I want her to be like that. I want her to be the fangirl who learns to be a warrior almost. You know, I like that.
So that's what she did. What else? Yeah, I got basically what I wanted. So I'm not complaining too much at the moment. So let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Austin, you want to give us your views?
What?
You want to give us your views on the trailer?
I thought it was okay. I still don't like Keanu Reeves' voice. Ain't nothing really changed for me.
Okay.
Who would you want to have voice Shadow?
Hayden Christensen or the actual voice actor, like they did for Tails.
Yeah, but knowing our luck, do you think they were really gonna do that? Honestly,
Hayden Christensen.
It's like that guy's got a resurrection.
No. Because he has the voice for Shadow, like the original Shadow. You could put Hayden Christensen.
Good if they got Keanu Reeves.
The voice for Shadow. You could put Hayden Christensen. Something. It's not really something.
What?
Oh. No, it sounded like something was echoing. No, it sounded like something was echoing. Oh, there you go. I have it again.
But
there you go.
No, Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen. Oh, okay, we have. Sorry, audience, we got some echoes. But I guess we'll deal with it. Hayden Christensen has a voice that's similar to how the original Shadow sounded. So it made more sense for him to be Shadow than Keanu Reeves, but so far I haven't heard enough Keanu Reeves to really make like a do I hate it judgment. So you know, he only said like a sentence or two. That wasn't really enough. So
maybe that's what we're getting. That's what we're going to be getting with Shadow. Quality, not quantity, with lines.
Probably.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about the dad?
What, Tom?
No,
Gerald.
Eggman.
Dude, he was only in this trailer for 0.2 seconds. What opinion would we have?
Well, why would they bring him back? Oh,
Gerald.
You never assumed that like they were going to bring his dad back since in the first movie. In the first movie, they say that he was an orphan.
Well, wait. First off, Gerald's his grandfather. But Gerald should be dead, so there's probably time travel. But also, I don't like how they betrayed Gerald because he's not supposed to be like Eggman at all. So, he's supposed to be like an upstanding guy who just like kind of got shot on, and he got really angry about it. So,
wow.
He was a really good guy who liked to better the world, and then the government killed his niece basically, and so then he wanted revenge, and that's all it was. And so, like on his deathbed, he swore revenge on the earth that he was going to destroy it. That's what Shadow is.
By pissing on the moon. Sorry.
But Shadow is the extension of Gerald's revenge for the world after Maria died, basically. So. To see him act like just Jim Carrey plus, it's kind of not for it. I don't like it. Yeah.
Well, the fruit didn't fall far from the tree in this situation.
Yeah.
I guess Jim Carrey won an extra paycheck for this. You know.
I just wish Jim Carrey can be a good Eggman. He acts more like himself. I don't like it. But
yeah, that's But alrighty then. Do y'all have any opinions before we move on?
This.
You guys good?
Yeah. No. I'm good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, then. That's it for our Sonic 3 trailer review.
The fact,
Now we'll move on to the next one. Got that as
so the
annoying.
fact that we had to talk about Sonic today was, I don't know why, but that just kind of felt bullshit to me because we only spent like not that long on it.
Mm-hmm. Just
That's
for
just,
relevancy sakes, you know?
yeah, but it's gonna be relevant for a while.
Gotcha. Let's see. Hold on a sec. All right, we'll move on to the next one, and this is gonna be. Hold on a sec. This is gonna be you, Austin.
Austin,
we waited a week.
you're gonna talk about Ultimates.
Oh.
Get back in here.
Yeah, we hear you now, man. Austin.
Well, my internet's
Austin
having a
316.
breakdown over here for some reason. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Dude, we can hear you.
Stop saying it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You keep asking questions
hear
and
me?
we're trying to answer. Yes.
Talk about Ultimates.
Uh-oh. Just some tech issues, audience. Bear with us a bit.
Anyways, Ultimate 3.
Okay. Ultimates 3. Let me pull it back up because my internet is breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to see basically it's a final issue before the end of this arc, I believe.
Only on
I don't know if you
issue
saw that.
3?
The next, yeah, apparently the next issue is the Hulk War, and that's like the end of the first arc of the Ultimates.
Oh, wow. Huh.
But
Okay.
let me pull it back up so I can make sure I have everything correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even starting.
Yeah.
I don't want internet's freaking out for it's having a panic attack or something. But all right. So we start off with the gamma bomb testing of all things.
Yeah.
And you see a gamma bomb hit what island is this, if I remember correctly? There's an island off the Pacific, and they call it the Proving Grounds.
Okay.
That's when you jump forward to Tony and them, Tony, Thor, Sif, and all of them landing on this island. They're trying to figure out how to beat Hulk, where Hulk's at, stuff like that. Came here because it had the highest gamma signature. And you see all these gamma robots, gamma monsters, not gamma robots, but gamma mutated monsters, dinosaurs, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But you find out that all these mutated things are people. See, the bomb affected everyone in different ways. Some became Hulks, and some became genuine monsters, really. You want to put it like that.
Okay.
They get into a fight with a giant Hulk man. I don't know how to describe him. He's a Hulk. And it turns out to be a goddamn baby. They beat up a baby. Yeah, they just beat up a child.
That was passing off as a giant monster. All right, come on.
It was a baby. I don't want to hear that. Okay, it's a baby.
Yeah, and Scar was like, what, barely a year old when he tried killing his father when he came into Earth looking like Conan the Barbarian.
Baby. Not Iron Man. Iron Man can be a baby.
Yeah, question, Austin. How old was Scar when he first fought against his father? Yeah, you know. Austin.
Yeah.
Well, what happens next is, I'm just kidding. I actually haven't read it yet.
Neither have I.
Yeah. But She-Hulk, this universe version She-Hulk shows up, and she's just a little girl from the beginning of this book, whose name is escaping me right now. I'm trying to find it. Well, you see a lot of messed up gamma people in this book. You see a guy who's just a bundle of nerves, a man who looks like he was supposed to be the leader, but it just turned out really bad.
Oof.
And of course, you got the baby. And basically, Tony, they basically the whole point of this book is to get her help and recruit her to help fight the what's the evil team called? I don't know what we're calling them.
Sinister Six?
No, it's something else. Isn't the Hulk going to be the bad guy of this universe?
No, he's only the bad guy this first arc. The Matrix the bad guy this universe.
Okay.
But basically they're recruiting her to help beat the Hulk, who was the main first step in saving the world. The Hulk and his immortal gamma weapons. The Iron Fist and every one version of like those type of person, they're all gamma rise in this timeline. And
Yeah, you saw Fat Cobra's going to be in there. Someone who looks like Lady Deathstrike. Yeah, as far as I remember.
Yeah, but it's Cobra, Tiger's beautiful daughter, Seven. I believe her name is Deadly Spider Bride.
Okay.
Steel Serpent, and a few others. I can't remember right now. It's been a while since I read Iron.
Yeah. It's funny that this seems like it's going to be the Iron Fist family that are going to get the gamma infused treatment. Everybody except Danny.
Yeah, he's not here.
Wow.
As always, we can't promote the white man as Iron Fist anymore. Sorry to tell you that.
Amazing.
But the whole point is she says, I'll join y'all if y'all fix the land. And Tony's like, bro, that's kind of impossible. She's like, I don't care. If I help y'all, you got to make it work. He says,
you
I
better
guess,
figure it out, or else I'm not joining your superhero team, your boy band.
And that's basically the book. I'm gonna leave it there because my internet's terrible today. But that's the gist of it. It pretty much just set up for the whole fight next year. That I think a lot of people are excited for.
Yeah, I mean, I did see that previews of like the fight between all the Hulks and the Avengers. I will say I did like Doctor Doom's design because, like, remember Reed Richards is Doctor Doom in this universe audience, and Reed is bringing in his Fantastic Four colors into the Doctor Doom's color scheme in this. Blue cape.
Well, yeah, the next issue is the one where he apparently tried to bring back the Four somehow.
Oh, okay. Sounds interesting. Alright then.
That's it.
Okay. There you go. I mean, I dropped off of this after what happened last issue. Audience, you can look back in our previous videos to go look how I feel about the last issue.
Conclusion: Cryptid has bad takes. We should move
on. Bad takes, whatever. But anyway,
honestly, I don't care about Cryptid's opinions on this book because I haven't even read it, so I'm just taking what he says at face value. And taking what Austin says at face value.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, because I actually fell off with this book as well because I wasn't actually interested in reading it in the first place. So
there you go. Yep.
It's in my subscription.
And I was interested in this book until the last issue. So yeah. All right. With that, I guess we can move on to the next. Hold on a sec. Is it this one?
So in conclusion of the Ultimates.
All right. Jake, your time to shine, man.
Yep. Okay.
The Phantom Rider continues to his escape in Sonic IDW issue 72. Like I said, this arc continues to be very enjoyable. Again, it's the most enjoyed this comic has been for me since I'd argue the Zombie arc. But yeah, basically we have Sonic on the run from the Babylon Rogues. His identity is damn near revealed. I mean, they know it's him, but the public doesn't. So it's not trying to keep his identity hidden, so people don't know that like he had to pretend to be a terrorist, basically. But yeah, along the way we get to run into some familiar faces. We find out that the sports announcer guy, the guy who's like announces the events going on in the racing tournament. We find out that he actually is working with the Chaotix because they're also helping solve the case. So the Chaotix are also involved in this as well, which I think was really cool. One of the highlights we had that I gave the picture to Cryptid was actually Surge and Kit. What I really liked about this was basically like they were ready to turn good. Basically, Surge's ready to turn good. And what happens is they're going to confront Clutch about it. And Clutch is basically like, the only reason that you even could be a good guy is because you were a bad guy. Basically, you're working for me, essentially. So don't forget, like, all this is your fault. So if you come clean, like if you try to turn against me, I'll turn everybody against you. I'll make you the monster, basically. And it sends Surge into a panic, basically, because she realizes that, like, no matter what she does, she's always working for someone. She keeps putting herself in these situations. But it seems like the interesting thing is that Kit, who's always been on the sidelines, just kind of supporting her, Kit's actually stepping up, and he's like, listen, Kit, let me take care of this. I will get us out of the situation. So I'm really curious as to where that's going to go. Like I said, the interactions between the cast is really cool. It seems like the plot is moving at like a steady pace. Everything about this arc so far is just like really enjoyable. Like I said, if you're a fan of IDW and you hopped off, I highly recommend jumping back on. Like I said, this is the best arc in a long time. So yeah, that's all I can really say about it. It's a good arc. So yeah.
That was the shortest Sonic topic we've had in a while.
Well, you know, when you have a voice that's going out,
Jake,
you know, can't really
Jake, wasn't there another pick you wanted me to bring up in
there
this
was one
discussion?
pick too. I had it's a pick with Sonic with his mask off, basically. I just like the art in this story, especially Sonic in the costume. I know I was against it when the arc started, but I actually really want to see this costume like a video game, like just like a customizable thing, basically. So yeah.
If it's a skin, it's like if it's a skin, you know they're going. Would you pay money for this downloadable content, Jake?
Like how much charging? Like $1.99? Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's see. All right. Okay then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next topic, audience.
Fuck.
Hold on.
Fuck. So I need to give y'all a quick thing about Briar number 8 real quick. So I picked this up at my comic shop, you know, as you do. I walked to the bus stop because I was trying to get home. You know, I had a long day at work. I just wanted to get my comics and go home, as you do. Okay. So I was like, okay, I have some time before the bus comes. I'm just going to read a couple of the books I got. So I read Namor first, Namor number 2, which is a good book, by the way. Funny enough, the same artist and colorist on that book. Well, one of them is also on this book as well at the moment. Just letting you know. And so I read Namor first. You know, it's a pretty good book. I will not be reviewing it on the channel because I don't want to, but Namor book is a Namor book. I'm gonna probably like it anyways. So I was like, okay, this is a pretty good book, whatever. And I wanted to wait to talk about Werewolf by Night, you know, to actually read Werewolf by Night, which Austin, we got to do that next week. I forgot to add it to the list. I forgot about it, so we got to talk about that next week. So I was like, okay, I'll suck it up. I'll read Briar, you know. I know I'm probably going to cry, you know. And so I start reading it. And guess what happens? I cried at the bus stop at like 5-something in the afternoon. I cried. And when I talk about it, you're probably going to be like, bitch, why are you crying? Because I can. So shut up. Anyways, let's talk about the book. So it starts off with at the Crane Island prison where Spider and Briar are currently at, you know, and the you know, the person running it, the warden, I guess you could say, I don't know what her name was, honestly. I didn't even like care that much. So she's basically like torturing Spider with like heat because, you know, she's like an ice elf or whatever. And yeah, it's like the warden is like being kind of an asshole because she's an asshole. But it's all good. Anyways, it's all good because we cut over to Briar, hanging out, talking with some, with the Cranes, you know, because Spider is now back in, you know, it's great, back in the cell. Yeah, so Briar's talking to Cranes now, talking to birds, and Spider's like, oh my god, you can talk to birds too, and she's like, yeah, duh, you know, and so yeah, we're just chilling. They're doing like some sapphic shit, and then they decide we got to get out of here. You know, as you do. And so we can't hang out with them for too much longer because we still got another 2 main characters that we got to talk to. Okay, we got to go talk to Roop and how he's doing. Corporal punishment. You know, there's a reason why people look down upon that. Remember that one police guy from the first 3 issues of this arc? Well, he's back at it. He's still trying to beat the witch boy out of our lovely witch boy. And Rube, he's being strong. He's very prideful in who he is. He's like, fuck you. No, I'm vibing. You're just being an asshole. And basically, he's like, you stripped me of my witchhood. You try to like strip me of who I am. So fuck you. I'm gonna grab a freaking piece of log in the fire, and I'm gonna burn you with it because of your stupid beard. And guess what? Guess what, bestie? Guess what he does? Guess what he does?
What? Get revenge?
Yeah, he burns the guy who basically try to strip him of who he is. And basically the guy's whole head is on fire at this point. And Rube is like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So he's running over to the graveyard where Bly is, who is in our lovely cover right now. And yeah, so he's running to go get Bly. It's great. Anyway, so we cut over back to the prison. We're vibing,
Mm-hmm.
And so basically Briar, Spider are like, hey, like, because there's this one guy who they're calling Lead Leg for right now because he only has one leg. And hold on just a moment. Talk about the book so far.
Yeah, which seems really thrilled about this book and all that stuff. Audience has a really great cover. Yeah, look at that skull. Look at that sword.
Sorry, I'm back.
Look at the skeleton. All right. I manned the fort for you,
I had
Witch.
to do something very important. So anyways, so they go up to Lead Leg over here, who we saw in a previous issue. And they're like, hey, looking sharp over here. And he's just like confused. He's like, what? And so basically Spider is doing this act where she's like, that's it. That shit, bye, bitches. Like, I've had enough. I can't take it no more. And then Briar goes along with it and is like, and me too. Fuck all of y'all. I'm going to unalive now. And before the guards can really do anything, she's like, so Briar's like, fuck you. I'm gonna grab this pickaxe and hit you in the face with it. So does Spider, because we love our sapphics over here. Anyway, so they run away. They run. And the cranes pull up and are like trying to help them out. And basically, you know what they do? They hold hands and they jump off a cliff into the water. And before they fall into the water, guess what, besties? They get grabbed by not crows. What am I talking about? The cranes. Sorry, wrong birds. I'm a bit out of it today, so yeah. And they're all good. They're flying off into a ship. It's great. And so they were able to get on a ship. It's great. And the guards are like, oh my god, the prisoners escaped, fuck. And so a couple of the cranes just like go at it. And it's like really funny. It's kind of comedic, not gonna lie. If you read it, it's like, oh shit, this is kind of funny. Like it's like it's like Looney Tunes level of hilarity, Anyway, so the cranes pick up that one guy, the Lead Leg guy. I honestly don't remember if he had a name, to be honest with you. I'll check in later. Well, I'll let you know. But anyways, so yeah, they're good. And so basically the warden is looking through like some binoculars and is like, what the fuck? Like, what is all these goddamn cranes? What are these cranes doing? And is that my ship? What the fuck? They stole my ship. You damn fugitives. What the fuck? And so blast a cannon, right? And so they do actually basically before they can actually like destroy the ship or whatever, that you could destroy the ship, the cranes pull up. And you know what they do? You know what they do to this person?
What?
Well, you gotta guess. Like, it's not funny if you don't.
They group up on them?
Yes! They group up on the warden and basically, like, pluck out an eyeball and yeet her off of the freaking tower. That's, like, Looney Tunes level of comedy. Anyways, so can you go to the next picture I sent, please?
Let's see. Which one? The one with all the text?
Yes. The one with the skull. That one. This was the page that made me cry. Just letting you know now. This was the page that made me bawl my eyes out at the bus stop. So, just letting you know. Anyways, so Roop is basically just he at this point he took off the shirt and the shoes because he is not known for wearing shirt and shoes. He is known for wearing either skirt or pants. Okay, skirt or pants, pants or skirt. Got it? Cool. The only reason why I wear shoes with my Roop cosplay is because I actually do like the foot support. Okay, I'm not Roop. I wish I was. Anyways, so he basically goes to Captain Bly's grave where he was able to find him. Oh, lovely typing. And he's like, oh my god, I found you. Like, I'm gonna, like, you know, like, you're free once again. And he's like, yeah, afraid not. So because of the fact that this new burial basically snapped the spell into nothings, I guess, like, you know, pretty soon, I'll have to go back into an eternal slumber, you know? And Roop is like, I don't understand. Like, what are you talking about? And Bly is like, so my time has passed, but now it's your time to go back to Briar Rose and Spider, and then just like create a new world, you know. And Roop is like starting to get a bit emotional because like I said the last time I talked about this book, Bly is kind of like a father figure to Roop. You know, he's been a better parent to Roop more than his mother's ever been to him. You know. And it's like, yeah, he might be a skeleton, but he still has more empathy than his bog witch mothers, who are all dead. At this point, kind of valid at this point. Like, they're assholes. But regardless.
If you have one, like, I just want to read like a comment from a comment
section. You know
section.
what? I'll read it. You know what, Tony? Hello. Jake has been spared. He won't be sent to Siberia. My apologies. Thanks, Tony, because you know how hard it was to get him out the last time? Yeah. It was like, fuck you, Tony, for doing that. Anyways, going back to it, because I got to finish this page before I start crying. So Roop is like, no, please, you're a great hero, and your song is not finished. And Bly's like, but it kind of is, you know? Like, it is. Like, I'm sorry. Like, leave me buried. If I rest, I must. You know? And Roop is like, you were the only one who saw me in this world, like saw me for who I am and what I am. And Bly says, but soon the whole world will see the new world, your world, which comes as the old falls away. I'm gonna finish reading this text bubble because oh my god. Okay. So basically he's like, witch, take my sword and shield, wear my family crest. You are as bright and brave in air as I could ever have wished for. Rise, Roop, fostered witch child of Bly. And that's the reason why that's my name on here. Because of that one specific thing. So basically Bly adopted Roop and made him the heir of Bly's name. So Roop puts him down to finally be able to rest. While Bly says like some final words, being like, I may sleep now, but see to it that Briar Rose never does again. And so
Which? You there?
Captain, honor your name. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you were silent for like a good 5 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna reread that. I'm gonna just say what I said earlier. So Roop goes over to Bly's sword and puts on his helmet kind of thing and grabs the sword, and he says, I shall never forget you, Captain Bly of Windcross, and I will honor your name as long as I live. And so basically the cranes pull up. Remember the cranes? Well, they grab him by the arms, and he's like, oh my god, this is so fucking awesome. So basically we cut over back to Briar, Spider, and Leadleg. That's what we're calling him now. So I think he's going to be our fourth main character to I wouldn't say replace Bly, because you can never replace Bly in my heart. But don't worry, the ship's okay. You know, and Briar's like, you murdered the warden. And one of the cranes is like, yeah, but she was a horrible person, dude. Like, we didn't pull up, you know, bad shit was gonna happen. And Spider's like, oh yeah, our companion Roop is in Shadow Village. Like, have you gotten him yet? And the Crane's like, oh yeah, don't worry about him. My homie's got him. Don't worry. Don't worry, bestie. You know. Anyways, so the Cranes, the two Cranes that got led, like, basically is like, hey, we brought him. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what is the meaning of this shit? Like, what are we doing? And Briar's like, hey, you're here. You are a perfect value to our group. And he's like, but those motherfuckers took my leg. But not your life. Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the party. So Lead Leg is now a part of the party. Yeah. So basically, there are dark red clouds, I should say. Going over the sky, you know, and it's great. And don't worry, it's exactly who you think it is. It's Grandred! Ayo! She's pissed. She is pissed the fuck off. Basically calling Briar a foolish brat, you know, and all this other stuff. And she's like, I have wasted too much time lulling you back to sleep. And, like, you come back to curse the fucking realm? Like, motherfucker, I stayed in my hand for your goddamn sake. You goddamn stubborn girl. Like, if you don't want to go back to sleep, then you will die. And so basically destroys the ship with lightning. And Briar falls into the water, you know? And Grendred is like, farewell, Briar Rose. I spared you for too long, but no longer. But don't worry, she will not sleep, and she will not die. And yeah, she's still coming for Grendred. So Briar is like, fuck you, I'm coming back. And Grendred's like, I'll be waiting. It's great. It's great. Anyways, so they come back from the water because Spider is a homie. You know, we love our Sapphics, you know, Sapphic fantasy characters. And so, yeah. So, basically, Spider's like, oh, yeah, bad news. We're just on a scrap of wood. Good news, we are alive. So, guess what? The Cranes pull up again. And they grab our current trio at the moment. You know? And so, basically, we're like, woo, we're in the sky already. And Spider's like, oh, yeah, still the worst kiss I've ever had. And Briar's like, oh, yeah, the worst kiss I ever had. And they mutually agree. And guess who pulls up on a crane? It's my boy Roop, donning Bly's sword and helmet. And if you would like to go to the next picture I sent you, that would be great. Because I have been waiting for this forever. They finally had an actual fucking kiss. The Sapphics have won. Fuck yeah. They have won. I'm happy for you guys. You guys need to read this fucking book. This is the last panel of the book. We do not get a the end or to be continued or anything like that. It literally just ends on this picture, on this like lovely piece of art that looks like it's watercolored. I cried when I first read this book, and I cried the second time reading it, and I'm holding back tears right now because I love this book so much. I waited the year and a half for this next arc to come through, and I am pretty satisfied with how it turned out. If Chris Cantwell had any public social media, I would give him all my praises for this book. If I have to wait another year and a half for this book, I'm going to be very, very upset, but I will understand at the same time. So, Boom Studios and Chris Cantwell, if you want to be so kind to me and give me the next 4 issues, like 4 to 6 issues of this book, I will be very happy because I cannot deal with this hiatus shit again. I cried from this issue. I don't cry at a lot of things, okay? This was one of those things I cried to. So, if you want to be so kind to me, you will give me the next issue. I don't care if you replace the artist again. I loved both artists so far. If you want to be so kind to me and actually give me what I want, that would be lovely. I will try my best to win the cosplay contest at a convention I'm going to this weekend as Roop. If I win, please give me the next 4 issues. Please, at least just give me the script. I'll take the script. Just please give me more Briar because this is probably one of my favorite indie comics of all time, if not one of my top 10 favorite comics of all time. And I know people are gonna look at the writer, Chris Cantwell, and be like, meh, 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 meh. Go give this book a try, please. Please go give this book all the praises, because it's really good. Honestly, I think it's better than some of his work, like say for Marvel or DC or any of the big 2 books that he's ever written. Yeah, this book is better than his Namor book, and I'm saying that truthfully. Go read this book, please. I waited over a year for this. If you want to be so kind to me, you will give me the next word. I need to know. I need to see that final showdown between the Briar gang and Grendrid. I need this right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go back into my feels, and you guys can talk about the next book. Yay!
Gotcha. All right, then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next book. Audience, hold on a sec. And I got this one. Deadpool number 5, audience. Does this book lead up to the hype of the death of Deadpool? They're about to find out. So it picks up from where the last issue left off, where, it's Deadpool who's now at the mercy of Death Grip. Because remember, Death Grip infused himself with the Muramasa blade, so now all his attacks on Deadpool will prevent his healing factor from kicking in, Yeah, not looking good for Deadpool. He already got like a couple slashes to the gut, some internal bleeding, this and that, all unable to heal. So, the fight commences between these two, and eventually, Death Grip uses one of his spells to kind of chain up Wade upside down with all his limbs collared in a magical bind. And it's just like, hey, Deadpool being Deadpool is like saying, okay, first things first. My safe word is, please untie me. Yeah, even in the face of death, Deadpool has to make sure you crack a smile or whatever. But while this is going down, you cut back to Deadpool's headquarters where Ellie and Princess are at. Yeah, they're trying to look for where their dad went, and they found a note left by him saying, "Be right back, Merc twins. Deadpool's out on business." And Ellie was upset about that. She's like, "Oh my god, he went without taking us. Oh my god, he ditched us again." And she's like, "Okay, now I'm going to find the one person who will tell us where our dad went," which was Taskmaster secretary, who's also working for them. And like she does say a line here saying, "I think it's time we show them why you don't piss off the Wilson girls." All right, dork ass. Like I get what Cody Ziegler's trying to do, but again, what made Ellie work so well in the Jerry Dugan run is that she represents like the innocence of Deadpool's life. The one good thing that actually did literally come out of him. So I'm just not liking this depiction of Ellie. Wanting to really be in the merc business, wanting to really be foul mouthed, this and that. So only time will tell how I feel about this going forward. But anyway, so we cut back to the matchup between Death Grip and Deadpool. Deadpool gets out by headbutting Death Grip. The fight commences, but unfortunately, Death Grip ends up slicing Deadpool's hand out.
Play.
Like, oh shoot, dang. Like Deadpool's like, oh, you don't know who you're messing with, and Death Grip's like, challenge accepted. I accept. And I like Deadpool's little line here as he's dodging all the swords Death Grip is throwing at him. As Deadpool's dodging, he's like saying, "Okay, that concussion must have thrown off your aim, Grippy, my boy. Now, how do I stay on target, you ask? Well, the key is, as Deadpool's reaching for his severed hand, keeping a steady hand as he bitch slaps Death Grip in the face with his severed hand." Like, oh, damn, I should have brought that panel up here, but it was a funny moment. And Death Grip is just pissed, like, why won't you take this seriously?
It's Deadpool. What did he expect?
I know,
Does
I
he not
know.
know who this guy is?
Apparently Death Grip didn't know. He just sees
No one
Deadpool as
gave
a
him the
challenge.
411 and was like, "Hey, just to let you know, bestie, this
Mhm.
Deadpool guy, he's not gonna take this shit seriously." Um,
Yep. Even in
so
the face of death.
even
Yeah.
Taskmaster knows that.
Yeah.
Even
Like.
I'm not even gonna try to fight this guy. He's too
Yeah.
unpredictable for me.
Yeah. Death Grip. I know you're on this like fantasy high about the concept of death, but you do know Deadpool literally fucked with death, right?
Literally fucked to death.
Yeah. Yeah. Let that sink in your mind, audience. So yeah, the fight commences, and here. Oh, hold on a sec. Do. Just bringing Austin back.
Austin was still here.
Okay, Austin, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you hear the part about how I said Deadpool uses severed hand to bitch slap Death Grip?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. So yeah, the fight commences, and here's the thing that I didn't notice at first, but Death Grip, all his magic is really done with his hands, right? And he basically does hand signs from Naruto to activate his magic. So in the course of the fight, what does Deadpool do? He severs off his hands, both of them. So yeah, Death Grip. What do you call? Now you have an inappropriate name. False advertisement. You can't grip anything if you don't have hands now.
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
Yeah, but then he's like looking at shock like, what have you done? And Deadpool's like, brought this arc to an emotionally satisfying conclusion. You You are a fool! You are no longer fit to learn from! As he just shoots a beam of energy from his mouth and severs Deadpool's other leg. Ooh, okay, now Death Grip is like, he's just about had it with Deadpool, right? But while this is going down, you actually see Taskmaster, right? He's fighting all the other cult members of this death organization, and yeah, they're gaining the numbers on him. But then I like what that Taskmaster ended up doing here, right? Oh, hold on a sec. Bringing Austin back. All right, Austin's back. Taskmaster lays out a little secret talent he's been hiding for a while. He's saying like, "Hey, well, here goes nothing. The thing that makes me, I learn moves and make them better. You chumps think you're the only ones capable of fancy hand seals? Because apparently Taskmaster now has copied all their hand signs and is like, yeah, let me show you a super secret technique I learned out of the Sorcerer Supreme himself.
Doctor Doom. Just kidding.
Yeah. Domain expansion gun. And it's like,
Oh
oh,
fuck! Why did you make a freaking Jujutsu Kaisen reference?
well, it's clear the writer loves that sort of thing. But anyway, like the other cult members like, wait, is he serious? Oh my god, that's not a real thing. And then Taskmaster just shoots one of them in the head with a gun. He's like, yeah, psych.
Honestly.
You think I was gonna waste my time learning magic when I have a gun in my head? Abracadabra, boom, abracadabra. There. I'm not even gonna let you get to cadabra, So yeah, yeah. So anyway, we get back to the fight between Deadpool and Death Grip. Yeah, remember Deadpool only has one arm and one leg now, but luckily for him, Ellie comes in charging with Princess, and yeah, I kind of like Ellie's
Ellie,
costume here. Yep.
Ellie, you are a
Yep.
child. What are you doing going into this fight? I know you
I,
want to
I,
hang out with your dad, but this is not the place to be when your dad is fighting this motherfucker who calls himself Death Grip.
yeah, I know, but
Don't
it's
put us anywhere else.
it, it
Shit.
it's been
So round
it
one, it's like a 14-minute drive from here. Go to the
mhm.
mall.
Yeah.
I'll take you there myself. Shit.
She's here to save her dad, who was about to get killed by this mother beeper. But
He's 12. What is she
I
gonna
know
do? Love her,
she
but what is the fuck she
she
gonna do?
she shoots an exploding arrow from Taskmaster that she got.
The fuck?
Yeah,
I don't get
yeah,
paid for the shenanigans. Like we don't even have
yeah.
Valentine back.
Yeah, remember, Taskmaster has been training Ellie for a brief period, and Ellie comes in like literally she's just wearing leftover pieces from her dad's costume and Taskmaster, right? And she's charging in with while riding Princess in almost like a He-Man style fashion, you know. So she strikes a few blows at Death Grip, grabs her dad as they're running away because she strapped a bomb with a smiley face sticker attached to it, and it ends up blowing the whole temple. Um, Ellie and Princess and Deadpool, they get caught in the recoil of it. They're rolling down, and Ellie's like, "Oh my god, let's hear it for super healing, right, Dad?" Princess like, "Papa, uh, Dad,
R.I.P.
Dad." Oh my god, you see him, you see Deadpool on the floor, face first down, not responding,
He
still
needs
still
some
missing
milk.
his arm and leg, and he gives a thumbs up saying, "I'm good." Oh man.
Oh my
Um
fucking dead.
yeah, Taskmaster then comes up, and yeah, Deadpool's okay. He's not dead, but he is going to be missing his arm and leg. I don't know for how long, but yeah, the whole death of Deadpool shit. I don't know. If, I don't know if editorial was like, okay, let's not actually kill Deadpool to promote Ellie because we tried that in the past before, and that worked out horribly for us. So yeah, Deadpool right now is going to have to take a little back seat while he gets his whole severed limb situated.
And isn't there like that one Deadpool core member who was just all the
There's a,
random names from Wade in the past? Like, why can't you just go to him and just like, hey, I'm taking your arm and leg.
oh, you're talking about Dreadpool. Oh, you do not want to go to that guy, man,
I don't
dude.
know. It's just a
He is
thought. Go to another
he,
Deadpool and be like, I'm taking your
he is
limb.
he
Bye.
Dreadpool is all the worst parts of Deadpool without like any of the comedic jab. He is a scary mother beeper. So yeah. And most of the other Deadpools across the multiverse, remember, they got killed. They got slaughtered. So,
They're now
you
all in
know,
the void.
yeah. Well, they got killed by Dreadpool. Remember, Dreadpool killed them all. Yeah, that's how dangerous that guy is. Uh, okay, hold on a second. Let me just bring Austin back.
Austin, why do you keep leaving, bro?
Yeah, just internet connection issues. It's okay. It happens to the
Yeah,
best
I
of
would
us.
say I might check out for the day, and I'll
Okay.
do Black Panther Spider-Man next week because my internet's not gonna hold up.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, remember Werewolf by Night next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Werewolf
All
I'll
right.
do Spider-Man and Black Panther like first next week. Get them out of the way.
Okay. All right then. It was nice having you here, Austin. So,
Bye.
It's all
Good
good, man. My
sleep.
internet clearly
we'll
did
see you,
not want
man.
me to be here for some reason.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
All right, man.
later.
See you later, man. Thanks. Bye. So anyway, the issue does end with Taskmaster establishing that yeah, I'm going to have to bring Ellie out on field ops for us in the time being, but like they're not going to be the we're going to kill people kind. All right, we're going to take baby steps with Ellie, but Princess gets to eat the bad men. So there you go, win-win. You bring your daughter to the family business, and at the same time you get to feed your other daughter.
Your symbiote dog daughter, yes.
Yes,
Technically,
yes,
Princess is a hyena more that looks more like a hyena than a dog, but we're just gonna go along with it.
yeah,
Do we need
that's true.
logic right now in comic books? Not really.
Nah, not at all. But anyway, so yeah, that's how the issue ends. Apparently Marvel pulled a fast one on us. Either that, or they just changed their plans at the last minute and decide we're not actually going to kill Deadpool. So
Fake
All right.
out.
Yep, fake out. All right then. I guess with that. All right. Let's see what else. Jake, next book is yours. If you're still with us,
Yeah,
hold
I'm
on a sec.
saving my voice.
Hold on a sec. Is this the one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We are continuing part 2 of 3 of Bionicle, The Coming of the Toa. This book has been basically a world building book. So, like, if you're trying to get into the world of Bionicle and understand all its moving parts, you should start with this one first. Basically, there's a lot of cool stuff here too. There's like a scene too, or on the screen you see that right there. That's Takua and his Uso crab Puku, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
Takua has been going around the island. I'm assuming it's Takua. They never say his name, but I know it's Takua. He's been going around the island, kind of exploring, and this is the audience's way to get to know the stuff on the island when the Toa are doing their jobs, like what's happening. Um, there's a really good part in the book, to me at least, where they basically Takua runs into a Taraga, is it Anua or Wanua? That's one of the two. And the Taraga are the elders, basically. So they're like the wise old men. Basically, like all the Matoran go to them for advice and everything. So this Taraga is in charge of like a mining colony. But this mining colony is going through a lot of problems. And I like the conversation they're going to because it's like real workers' conversations. Like this guy comes up, he's like, "Hey, Taraga, like I need more men down there because like our men are getting killed in these mines with all the bosses. We need like reinforcements. Like, well, we don't really have allocations for the reinforcements, so we're gonna have to put that on the back burner so we can help these people." And he's like, "Well, wait a minute, my people are important too." It becomes like this real, like it's like this real conversation about like the logistics of how to get a mining operation done, and I really liked it. And
Hey, it goes on the route of who do you feed, the military or the orphans, this and that,
yeah,
right?
and I liked how both sides were pretty valid. They weren't trying to make any side feel like they were wrong. It was just like the Taraga was like, "This is all I can do."
Mhm.
I like how the Taraga was trying to keep his patience because, like in the movies, the Taraga are always the wise men. You know what I mean? Like they always knew exactly what to say. But the Matoran in here, they keep like pressing the Taraga in this one, and he's even losing his patience at some points. He's like, "Listen, I need you guys to back off. Like, give me a minute to breathe." You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
so I think it's one of my favorite chapters in the book. Um, we also have the Toa learning to work together. I do like that they're all on individual quests to get Mask of power, but the Mask are giving them powers that the others have that they don't have yet, minus their elemental powers. So I think that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
And I did like I put the comic panel there too as well, the comic page, where all the Toa finally unite for the first time to fight off Makuta. And they vow that they're gonna save Matanui together, basically. Um, Makuta as a villain is not very impressive yet. I know the Makuta lore is going to get very convoluted in the far future of this series if I ever get there. But
Mhm.
for now, Makuta is not really that impressive. He just kind of makes these big, bold claims about how he's going to, like, kill the Toa, but then the Toa make it through. He's like, "Oh, what? I didn't think they were that strong." So he kind of comes across as a Saturday morning cartoon villain, unfortunately. But I know as time
Yeah.
goes on, they'll get more serious with him. Like I said, it's just the introductory book, so it's not really trying to be all that deep, basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I do like how we also get to see the other Matoran and how they thrive without the Toa, because there are moments where they're in trouble, but they don't want to call the Toa because the Toa are busy saving the island. And this shows that like the Toa haven't been around for like years. So the Matoran have had to
Mm.
learn how to live on their own. So they're not just gonna like roll over and get killed. They develop survival skills so they can defend themselves, basically. It's just better
Mhm.
that they have a Toa on their team, but if they don't, they can take care of themselves. Um,
Mhm.
and we also get introduced to characters that I know for a fact are going to be really important to the series long past this arc. Like Jala, Captain of the Guard, Gali, Kongu, and all of them. Basically, so I like seeing how they get to function before the Toa Ignika arc begins, because that's when they really start to shine as characters, from my understanding. So like, I did like seeing the seed set for them, basically.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, like I said, it's an introductory book. I'm not sure how relevant it's going to be to future issues, but it is kind of important to read if you just want to understand the world as it is now and have a base understanding for what's going on in the plot without thinking too much. I will say there are some problems I do have. I feel like at some point, there's some points in the book where they skip around and like things that like have happened, like after the Toa team up and have their heroic team up, they go split up again. But then like off screen, Liwa gets mind controlled, and that's brought up in a different chapter, where that's Takua's chapter. So when they say that Liwa was mind controlled, you're like, what? When did that happen? Basically, so it kind of comes off as random. And also Liwa himself, I could tell some of the writers are going back and forth. Liwa's supposed to speak in like a backwards talk, basically. Like he says things like, we have to run quick fast, or we have to steady climb, basically. He says things like that. But I can tell that some of the writers find that annoying. So sometimes he talks like that and sometimes he doesn't. But if you watch the movies, that's always how he talks, basically. That's how I forgot. That's how the Green Matoran talk. I forgot the class already. But that's how they talk, basically. But yeah, that's just hiccups in the story like that. But like I said, nothing crazy's happened, but it's an enjoyable read so far, and I think by next week I'll have it done. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Bionicle Coming in the Toa. If you want to get into Bionicle, learn the lore, start from the beginning.
There you go.
I do want to bring this one thing too. I do love Tahu. He was my favorite Toa of this team as a kid. So when the Toa show up, they don't have memories of who they are. They just know that they're names, and they learn that they have powers very quickly. I like that Tahu's on his quest to get his mask. So Matoran comes up to him and says, like, Toa Tahu, you need help. Let me help you. And Tahu's like, listen, I don't know much about myself, but I'm a Toa, okay? I don't need a little boy's help, basically. It's like an attitude with this child. I loved it. It was just a funny interaction. But like I said, great book. I mean, yeah, enjoyable book. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, then. With that, we'll move on to the next book.
It is my turn? Wait, whose turn is it next? What's the next picture?
Here's the last book of the week, which...
Oh, Slay, because it is my turn. So basically, I'm talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy number 9, also known as The Sun. R.I.P. Jake, he had to go be a Toa for a moment, if that's the right terminology for me to use. Anyways, so we get some narration from someone who has green text bubbles, and he's like, I remember the sun, it was so warm, so beautiful. And we just see this like kid, he's chilling. He's like, I remember my mom, she sang like a bird. And he's like, I remember my dad, he worked all day and night. Like, for you, he said, for us. I remember many things, but not my name, not my face, not what happened. But I am a monster, and I wish I had them all again. And remember Lizard Boy from the last issue? Well, I've done some thunking ever since this issue came out, and I was incorrect with my judgment. He isn't a cross between Toad and a Knoll. He's more of a cross between Toad and Wild Child. And if you know anything about Wild Child and Toad, that makes a lot of sense when it comes to this character. Just remember that, okay? Also, where did Cryptid go? What the hell? What happened to Cryptid? Anyways, so, we see him, like, running down some sewers, and he's like, oh, the bad people hated me, hurt me, and all this other stuff. Like, I ran into the sewer, and the other monsters came, and we see, like, the Sinister, like, this version of the Sinister Six, so, and he does have some nicknames for them. Rhinoceros is Big Lady, Squid Kid, or whatever the hell his name is Tentacles, Will-O-Wisp is Glowy, Mysteriant is Bulb, etc., etc. And Squid Kid's like, hey, come with us. And he's like, okay, whatever. And he says in a narration bubble, the Tentacle Man promised I could be like before, be warm, see the sun, be a boy again if I helped out. And we see Lizard Boy like climbing on top of like some piping in like this abandoned place or whatever. I think it's a warehouse. Don't quote me on that, honestly. And if you remember from the last issue, you remember that the Sinister Six kidnapped one of the kids who I believe, if I can remember, I think it was Norman's grandson. Don't quote me on that. Honestly, I don't care enough about Norman Osborn to even pay attention half the time. I didn't even know who Normie Osborn was until this book. Just remember that. I didn't know who he was. I don't read a lot of Spider-Man adjacent stuff unless it has my boy Webweaver in it. Okay, cool. Anyways, so the kid is sitting in a cage. He's not like sitting in like a cell or anything. He's sitting in like a dead-ass cage. You know, like an animal. Anyways, so he Lizard Boy is like, but there is another boy. They keep him from the sun too. And this kid is like, please help me. Like, my name is Stanley Osborn. I was right. And he was like, my family, they can pay. Like, please, like, let me go. And Lizard Boy's like, were they bad? And the kid's like, what? And Lizard Boy's like, I was bad. I was ugly. So I hid. No more sun. You are ugly mammal. But like others, you were bad too? And Stanley's like, no. And Lizard Boy's like, oh, okay. Only bad belong here. I'll bring help. And he scurries off, you know. He walks on all fours apparently. So like I said, I don't remember if Toad does. I know he like hunches over kind of, but I know Wild Child does occasionally, when depending on what state of mind he is. Because if you know anything about Wild Child's history, you would know that. Sometimes a bit more animalistic, sometimes a bit more human-like. See, no one else is here for me to bring me down, so I can say whatever the hell I want. I can go on my tangents. Anyways, so we go over to a different setting, and Lizard Boy's like, oh, we live in a big metal cold place, like away from sun and eyes. Oh, they're on a ship. That's where they are. My bad. I didn't remember where they were, to be honest with you. I thought they were like an abandoned warehouse or something, which them being on like a abandoned ship that's still floating is pretty good, you know? Like, shit, you can see the Eiffel Tower. Not the Eiffel Tower. What the fuck am I saying? The Statue of Liberty. That's what I meant to say. I'm a little bit out of it, as you can tell. I'm trying to get through this book right now. Anyways, so we cut over to Lizard Boy and Rhinoceros. Rhinoceros is trying to eat some food. And I didn't notice this until I went on Twitter. Apparently, the burger spot that Rhinoceros got these burgers from, apparently that was a place where Tommy Shepard, also known as Speed, works. So maybe he delivered the food. Who knows? I mean, I think he's fast enough to run on water, right? Anyways, so Rhinoceros is like, oh my god, can you stop skulking? And she's like, it's a cheeseburger. You want some? And so basically, Lizard Boy just eats the meat. He doesn't eat any other part of the burger, which honestly, valid. You know, like I like a couple things on my burgers too, but it's fine, whatever. Anyways, so Rhinoceros is like, okay, like you can eat the bun and fixins too. And so Lizard Boy just hisses at her, and she's like, okay, fine, just a patty, like your business, no judgment. And then Lizard Boy's like, oh, you like Tentacle Boy? And she's like, I like getting paid. Rest doesn't matter. Like, what's your deal? Like, what's your name? And he's like, oh, no name. Ain't my name. Do you have a name? And she's like, I'm on the job. Like, when I'm on the job, it's Rhinoceros. And Lizard Boy is having a hard time pronouncing her name, like her villain name, I guess you could say. So she's like, okay, it's Cindy. So we learned that her name is Cindy. Valid, honestly. Yeah. And she's like, don't tell anyone. And he's like, oh yeah, I already forgot. Yeah. And he's like, okay, cool. She's like, cool. Anyways, so Lizard Boy's just walking around, you know, and Apostate, she opens up the door and she's like, hello, little one, don't be afraid. And you know, she kind of spooked him. And he's like, scary one is cold like me. She remembers being warm. She remembers the sun. And she's like, okay, I've been out, seen the world growing gray. Like, what have you seen today on the hunt? And Lizard Boy's like, oh yeah, I saw round meat. I saw the boy. I do not want to hurt him. And she's like, nor I, but power loves so little, you know? Like, it makes monsters of all of us. And the good suffer for it. And she's just chilling out in her room with all of her weaponry on the walls because, you know, Sapphics gotta have weapons on walls, apparently. And before you're like, is she canonically Sapphic? I don't know. She just gives me the vibe. Shut up. I read that issue with her and Brielle in it. Damn, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Anyways, so she sits on her bed while Lizard Boy's like crouched next to the bed. He's not on the bed. He's sitting by the bed, like right next to it. Does that make sense? Did I paint the picture for you? Okay. So Lizard Boy starts to tear up, and he was like, Lizard Boy used to be good, used to be loved. And she's Apostate's like, don't cry, like it's okay. Like I was adored once too. There was a song my parents sang to me, like when I was little. Like I still hear it when I sleep. And he's like, will you sing the song for me? And so she does. And he's like, oh yeah, it sounds so beautiful, but it sounds nothing like my mother, which, I mean, fair enough. Everyone's going to be biased in their own ways, but hey, that's okay. I get it. Anyway, so he goes back, like he goes and checks on Mr. Tentacle Boy over here, Squid Kid. And so he's like, oh, well, hello, Lizard Boy, like come to offer some help, you know, with some family scientific expertise. And he's like, you help small mammal? And he's like, no, small mammal is helping me. He's helping all of us. Like, we need to get the goblin formula. And this guy's a tough nut to crack, you know? But the secrets we've stolen can make us rich and powerful. Then we'll sell them and be richer and more powerful. It's like, kids, don't you have anything better to do? Aren't you like 13? Like, go do literally anything else. Like, shit, go play like a video game or something. I don't care. You can play League of Legends for all I care. Why are you doing this? That's my question. And before you're like, didn't you read any of this specific book with him in it? No, because I have other things to do. Shit. Anyways, so Lizard Boy's like, okay, you promised you'd help me. Like you were gonna help all the others. Like, and he doesn't say it the exact way I'm saying it, but you can only get so far reading his speech. And Squid Kid's like, in good time, there's so much to do. And Lizard Boy like, and guess what? Guess what this motherfucker Squid Kid does to poor little Lizard Boy? He smacks him with his tentacles. What the fuck did he do to you? He just wanted to be a normal boy again. Like, he didn't ask to be a lizard. He didn't ask to be like this. Like, and then, like, you freaking hit him for no reason? And Squid Kid's like, know your place. Like, science can't be rushed. Like, if your father had known that, you wouldn't be such a horror. Which, like, damn, okay, you don't have to be so fucking rude. He didn't ask to be this way. And so, and keep in mind, we learned that this is actually just like a vision of what could have happened. This wasn't actually happening. And so Lizard Boy is holding his cheek that did not get smacked. And Squid Kid's like, it'll come when it'll come, like your cure or triumph. But I am not giving Vane this day, you know? And so we cut over to Will-O-Wisp and Mysterian. And Will-O-Wisp is like, oh yeah, he's lost it. Like, he promised us, I promised we'd expose these secrets, not hoard them. Now he's kidnapping kids. And Mysterian's like, billionaire kids. And Willow is like, come on, that isn't. And Mysterian's like, yeah, I know, but we gotta. And then so we see Lizard Boy just like sniffling, you know, because he's going through it. You know, I actually lied earlier. It wasn't actually a vision. He actually did get smacked. Yeah. Sorry for lying. Anyways, we cut back. And so Mysterian is comforting Lizard Boy, and he's like, hey, like, are you lost? And he's like, I'm cold. I missed the sun. And Willow is like, geez, like, be careful, man. He's got serious teeth. And Mysterian's like, if we don't help people, then none of this will be worth it, you know? Because, like, Mysterian, he's doing like, I guess, quote unquote villainous stuff to actually help people. Because if you read that past issue of Avengers Academy where we get introduced to him, you can understand. You'll understand his point of view, you know? So anyways, so Mysterian uses his like helmet ball globe thing, sphere thing, and makes it look like the sun. And he's like, it's all right, like, don't cry, look. And so Lizard Boy is like so happy. He's like, oh my god, the sun. Like, oh my god, thank you. And he basically runs away with the helmet thing. Mysterian's like, god damn it. Like, wait. It's like, oh, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad too. Like, he just wants to see the sun again. You know, I get it. Poor child. Anyways, so Lizard Boy comes back and he's like, look, I bring help. Like, I promised. And Stanley's like, what is it? And Lizard Boy's like, it's the sun. They won't hurt us. Under the sun, no one will hurt us. And I was like, aw, what the hell, man? That's so sweet. Anyways, and Lizard Boy's like, you can share the sun with me. Isn't it warm? Isn't it beautiful? And like Stanley's like, okay, cool. And so, and he's like, yeah, it's beautiful. And Lizard Boy sleeps underneath the globe. And that's where the issue ends. I don't know what's gonna happen next issue. I have an idea of what's gonna happen next issue. Hold on. I'm almost done. Lol. Okay. So what my theory is, it's either we're gonna go back to the rest of the academy where the others are gonna tell Carol or like some of the other staff members like what happened and everything, and they're gonna go get Normie and go help rescue this kid, or we're just gonna stay strictly on Normie. But I think the first theory is a little bit more plausible. Yeah, I'm just low-key bullshitting until Cryptid comes back so we can end their life. Not gonna lie to you, but I like the issue. I thought Lizard Boy was really sweet. Squid Kid, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, hi Cryptid, where were you?
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm almost done. I'm just saying my final dues. So tomorrow's the next issue. Go read this book. It's a good book. And yeah. So I was basically saying, you know how like last week I said that Lizard Boy reminded me of a Knoll and Toad? Well, I lied. Kind of. He's more like a mix of Lizard and Wild Child. Cryptid, I swear to God, I'm ending this. I was telling you something. Cryptid. Anyways, yeah. Good book. Yeah, Cryptid, get back in here so we can end the night, please. I want to go sleep. I didn't get to take a nap, so yeah. Thanks, Jake. Thanks. I needed it. Cryptid, get back in here, please. Thank you. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see you next week, audience. Goodbye, good night, good morning, or wherever.